Hello everyone, it's me Gagan Kumar present over here to teach you physics. Let's move on to the video. Today we'll be discussing units and measurement lecture. So in this lecture we'll be discussing some what is physical quantity and fundamental quantity and some derived quantity, and based on this we'll be solving multiple choice type questions. So let's move on to the topic. Here the first thing we'll understand, that is physical quantity. Physical quantity. So what is physical quantity? The quantity which can be measured by some instrument. Suppose you want to find the length of this pen, then the length will be a physical quantity, and to measure that length we need a scale, meter scale. Then you can put it here and you can understand what is the length of this pen. So similarly, suppose mass of an object you want to find, or some like a temperature of a body you want to find, or speed of an object you want to find. These all are basically physical quantity, and to get this physical quantity we need measurement basically. So what you can write here? Now you can write the quantity which can be measured. Quantity which can be measured by some instrument. Quantity which can be measured. So this idea we need to keep in mind. And one more thing you can remember here, this physical quantity is used to explain certain basic laws of physics, some laws of nature we need to explain, we need these quantities. And here under physical quantity we need one point. So all physical quantity can be written as some numerical part or numerical value, and one is standard reference or standard unity part. So to express one physical quantity we need some numerical value and some standard unity, and this numerical value symbol I can give n, and unity value suppose I can give u. Then this physical quantity I can write as what? Now physical quantity will be nothing but n times u. Okay. Now suppose I am telling mass is a physical quantity. This mass, if I am writing 5 kg, so this 5 will be numerical part and kg will be the unity part, and it is basically SI unity. We will be discussing units also here. Now here this is the kilogram is the mass SI unity, and this 5 kg can be written as also how much? 5,000 gram. So here you see, if I am changing the unity from kg to gram, then this number is changing basically. So here this one I can write as N1, and this unit can write as U1. So equal to how much? Now this number N2 and this number U2. So that means here this N1 U1 equal to N2 U2. So this meaning is not changing. 5 kg is 5,000 gram. So meaning is not changing, but thing is what is happening? The number is changing as unity changes. So this one you remember N1 U1 equal to N2 U2, or you can write this N U basically how much? Nu basically constant, or you can write here N equal to nothing but some constant by U, or you can write here this N is inversely proportional to U. Okay. So numerical part is inversely proportional to the unity part, standard unity part, and here if I will do the graph of numerical part and standard unity, I will get a rectangular hyperbola graph. Okay, because N is inversely proportional to U, so I will get how much? I will get a graph like what? Na rectangular hyperbola. So this type of graph is called basically rectangular hyperbola. Okay. So as N is inversely proportional to U, so that's why graph is coming how much? Like a rectangular hyperbola graph is coming. So you understand what is a quantity, physical quantity, and under physical quantity we need some standard unity part and some numerical value also. Okay. Now we will go to the next thing, so which is basically fundamental quantities. So we will understand what is fundamental quantities. So remember, these quantities are independent of each other. So to measure this quantity or calculate the value of these quantities, you no need some different quantity. Okay. So it is independently exist, these quantities. So I can write what? Now this quantity, the quantities which can be, or which are the quantities which are independent of each other, which are independent of each other. Okay. So, here this fundamental quantity also can be base quantities. So, by taking this quantity we will explain some other quantities. So, you can tell also base quantities. So, in SI unit we will see there are 7 base quantities are there, we will discuss that. So, you can understand it is like a English alphabet. Okay. So, if you are understanding some 26 later, from 26 later you can understand a word, sentence like that type of things. So, here similarly this is the fundamental quantities. So, the quantities which are independent of each other, and if example we want to give. So, here this example will be mass, some length. So, length can be measured independently, length, time, okay, and some other thing are there. So, we will be discussing. So, etcetera. I am writing here just for example. Now, here remember the unit, the units defined for fundamental quantity, defined for fundamental quantities. The units defined for fundamental quantities are called basically fundamental units, fundamental units. The units defined for fundamental quantities are called fundamental units. Suppose for mass I am representing unit is kg. So, this is a kg is a fundamental unit. For length I am representing meter. Okay, this SI unit I am telling. So, it will be in meter will be the fundamental unity. Similarly, for time suppose I am measuring that unit is second, then a second will be the fundamental unity. So, remember the units defined for fundamental quantities are called basically fundamental units. Now, next thing we will try to understand, that is derived quantity. So, B point we will write here. So, what is derived quantities? What is derived quantities? The quantities which can be derived from fundamental quantities. So, remember this word, that means here suppose you are telling speed. So, speed is basically what? In a length by time. So, length is a fundamental quantity we discussed. Suppose here example I am giving, suppose example I am giving, I am telling speed. So, speed is basically what? You can tell distance by time. So, distance is length. So, length by time you are telling. So, length by time is nothing but it is a length is basically fundamental quantity, time is a fundamental quantity, but you are dividing this, you are getting basically speed. So, this is the idea you need to remember. This is the speed basically distance by time, and not only speed, there are many derived quantities are there. Okay, in this lecture, coming lectures we will be seeing many physical quantities and derived quantities. Okay, suppose some certain quantities I am writing, suppose I am writing acceleration. So, acceleration is nothing but that is velocity by time, and some quantities I am writing, suppose force is nothing but that is mass times acceleration. So, some quantities I am writing momentum is nothing but mass times velocity. So, I am writing in terms of formula, but you can understand. So, it is P is momentum and m is mass, v is velocity, and F is my force, m is mass and a is acceleration. So, you can understand. Suppose I am writing impulse is nothing but force into time, and suppose I want to write, there are many physical quantities I can write. So, here suppose I am writing kinetic energy nothing but that is half mv square. Suppose I want to write potential energy, potential is nothing but mgh. Suppose I want to write here density is nothing but that is mass by volume. Okay. So, there are many quantities will be there, derived quantities, but we have some specific fundamental quantities, that one we will try to see in SI base quantities, then after we will going to this type of quantities. Okay. So, density is basically nothing but mass by volume. Suppose you want to write area is nothing but length into length, okay, length into breadth, or you can write basically length into length. Okay. So, meter into meter it will come. So, length is fundamental. So, fundamental into fundamental is coming again a derived quantity. So, here mass is fundamental, but in volume you have what? Volume you have a length to the power 3. So, that means you can write it is mass by length to the power 3. So, that is, so you can tell this is basically what? A derived quantity, density, area, kinetic energy, potential energy. Okay. And here potential energy is mass, it is acceleration due to gravity, and h is basically nothing but height. Okay. So, g, remember g is nothing but what is this? This is your acceleration, okay, due to gravity. Okay. So, in the coming lectures like dimension, when we will calculate, there we will calculate so many dimension formula for different quantities. So, that time we will understand this formula along with their units also. We will try to write SI units and we will try to write the dimensions. Okay. So, here just a little idea we are giving about what? About some quantities. Okay. Now, remember here. So, here the units given for, the units used for, the units defined for, the units defined for derived quantities are called derived units, are called derived units. So, this one also remember. Okay. The units defined for derived quantities are called derived units. Suppose here I am telling this is my force. So, force is unit is what basically. Now, here mass is there, mass means it is kg, and acceleration is there, acceleration SI unit is nothing but meter per second square. So, meter per second square. So, kg into meter per second square is nothing but what? It is a derived unity. So, this unit is nothing but, this is also called as what? This is called Newton. This is called what? Newton, and it is Newton is called basically derived unity, or in it is basically everything in SI unity system. So, we will be understanding what is unity system, then after we will be going to again what is your derived quantities and all. Okay. Now, I hope little idea you are understanding about this. Okay. Now, the next thing will go for the units. Now, understand what is units. So, here next thing we will understand number 2, that is units. So, what is units basically? Now, certain standard reference, Okay. So, here just now we explained actually. So, unit is basically nothing but, suppose 5 kg you are telling and 5000 gram you are telling. So, it is basically same thing, but thing is what, when you are changing the unity, so the numerical values are getting changed. Okay. And this certain standard reference basically what? Now, it is internationally accepted, and if you will tell anywhere, so people can understand this unity, you are telling about this unity or you are telling about this physical quantity basically. Suppose I am telling about kg, so people can understand, okay, you are telling about some mass. Suppose I am telling in meter, people can understand you that you are telling about some length. So, when you are telling a meter per second, so I can understand that I am telling about some speed or velocity, and unit is having a very big role to solve the numerical problems in physics. Okay. So, if you are very good in unit and calculations, then after easily you can solve problems, because from unit also you can understand some certain physical quantity and you can relate with some formula. Okay. Now, here in the units, so just now previously you just understand what is that. We understand one thing is, one is fundamental units, one is fundamental units, and another is derived units, one is derived units. Now, here fundamental and derived units, and if we will combine these two, fundamental and derived, that means the units defined for fundamental quantity, that is called fundamental units, and the quantity which is basically defined for derived quantity, that is called derived units. So, here I can write what? Makes system of units. Okay. So, both fundamental and derived together is basically what? Basically that it also basically system of units. Now, here first thing we will understand in the unit system, number 3 point I will write the international system of unity, the international system of units. So, what is this? Now, here I am taking your physical quantity. So, physical quantity, and in this case I am taking one system, that is called, here I am taking system that is called MKS system, and that is called another system I am taking, that is called CGS system, and another system I am taking, that is called FPS system. So, here the system of unity, and here in the down I will write physical quantity. So, first physical quantity I will write, that is basically length, right here it is a length, and the second physical quantity I will write basically here, that is mass, and the third physical quantity I will write basically, that is your time. And remember, so here if you want to find what is the length unity? Okay, so it is MKS unity system, and here basically you write MKS unity system. The length can be represented as how? Now it is meter. So you can write symbol as how much? Small m. And mass can be represented in MKS system. So it is a system of unity. So how much it is? That is here kilogram. So kilogram can be written as how much? Kg. And here time can be written as second. So second can be written as SC, SC, SCC. Okay, SCC. And in CGS system, if length you want to find, that is nothing but centimeter, or you can write cm. And in mass you want to write, so mass will be nothing but it is gram. So you can write basically g, or sometimes can be written as gm. And here time can be written as what? Time can be written as same as second. So time will not change in CGS system. So these are basically international system of units. And here if FPS I will go, so in FPS basically F stands for basically how much? Now it is foot. Okay, that means here if you are talking about length in FPS system, if you are talking about length in FPS system, then it is called basically foot. And P stands for pound. So pound, so symbol is given as LB, and S stands for time unity, that is nothing but second, or you can write SEC, or sometimes can be second can be written as S also. Okay. Okay, second symbol also you can give as S. So remember here, so there are three system of unity I wrote. In this system we are just defining length, mass, time alone. So MKS, M stands for meter, that is length unity, K stands for kilogram, which is mass unity, and S stands for second, which is time unity. So this is the MKS system. And CGS system, the same length, mass, time can be represented what? Centimeter, gram, second, and same length, mass, time in FPS system. So this FPS system also called sometimes British system. Okay. So here if you will tell pound or foot and second, they can understand you are telling about mass, length and time respectively. And foot stands for basically length unity, and pound stands for basically mass unity, and second stands for time unity. So this is the international system of unity. Now next point we will go, we will understand number 4, that is SI base quantities. SI base quantities. Okay. Or you can tell basically international system of standard unity, that is basically SI. So here you can write it is what? Now it is also SI fundamental quantities. Fundamental quantities. Okay. So these units are here in this system. Okay, whatever quantity we will discuss, fundamental quantities, it is internationally accepted. If you will go to London or America, then what will tell? If you will tell what is a meter, what is kilogram, and what is a second, so everyone will understand that you are telling about some standard reference unity, which is basically SI based unity. So and you will, they will understand their corresponding physical quantities. So that's why internationally we have designed this system to understand better. So serial number 1. So fundamental quantity I will take length. So length SI unit is nothing but how much? It is meter, and symbol can be given as m. So this is the meter. Now we have actually 7 fundamental quantities. So let me draw 7 boxes for that. Okay. Now here number 2 is basically mass. So mass SI unit is nothing but kilogram. Okay. And these things we just now discussed in MKS system. So MKS system, SI system is same exactly, but thing is here you are defining 7 fundamental quantity and they are just defining 3, but normally we will take both units will be same, and derived units also will be same for both of them. And number 3 will take basically time. So time unit will be second, or you can write SEC, and number 4 will write temperature. Temperature unit will be Kelvin, or symbol can be given as K, Number 5, we will understand about electric current. Remember, current is a fundamental quantity, but charge is basically a derived quantity. So, current is what? Current unit is ampere, or symbol you can give A, or you can give AMP sometimes. Okay. And here understand the sixth thing. So, sixth number is telling basically about what? Now, amount of matter or amount of substance, or you can understand also this is quantity of matter, quantity of matter. So, this unit will be basically mole, or symbol can be given as MOL, and seventh one can be written as luminous intensity, or you can write candela, unit is candela CD. So, with the help of these 7 fundamental quantities, we can describe all the physics, all other quantities, and if we take length, mass, time, okay, full of mechanics we can complete in physics. If we take temperature and amount of substance, we can complete thermodynamics and all, and if we take current, we can understand about full electrostatics and magnetostatics, and if we will talk about this luminous intensity, okay, we can understand something about light and all. Okay. So, which is basically light optics. Now, we will be going to the next thing, which is basically supplementary quantities. So, you must remember this unity, and remember in SI based quantities you have 7 fundamental quantities. Okay. Okay. Next thing, number 5, that is basically we will understand about 2 supplementary quantities. So, apart from fundamental and derived, we have 2 supplementary quantities, that is called basically what? Plane angle, and another is solid angle. So, this name of the unit of plane angle is basically radian, and for solid angle it is steradian, and symbol you will check, it is RAD, it is basically SR. Okay, now understand what is plane angle. So, plane angle means the angle formed in a plane actually. So, here one plane is there, in this plane it is a center, in this plane is center, this is the body of the plane, this is the center O, and here to here distance is there, that is called basically r distance, and here one r is the arc is there, this is called what? This is called a arc, and this arc name let us give, it is AB arc, and this length if you will consider this AB length how much? It is your basically L, and this angle you give d theta. So, this angle is made with what? In a plane it is made. So, this that is why this angle is called basically d theta is called what? Now, a small plane angle. And if you want to write what is this d theta is nothing but that is okay, small l by capital R. So, remember this plane angle, small plane angle is nothing but how much? D theta, which is basically small l by capital R. And here if you will understand about full plane angle, that means it is a fully circle, and this arc is basically L, and if you will take full circle, this L will become circumference of this radius R. So, you can write total plane angle, that means total this one is nothing but how much? L is equal to 2 pi r divided by r. So, which will become theta equal to nothing but 2 pi. Okay. So, this is what here? Now, this is your a full plane angle, full plane angle. So, that is nothing but circle angle only. So, full plane angle is nothing but that is circle angle, that is theta equal to how much? 2 pi. And remember this is actually represented in radian. So, that means you can write the full plane angle theta can be written as what? That is 2 pi radian. Remember it is theta can be written as 2 pi radian, or you can tell this total angle is nothing but 360 degree. So, here this you can write here, okay, this is your how much? Now, 360 degree circle angle is 360 degree equal to how much? 2 pi radian, 2 pi radian. Okay. And also you can tell 180 degree is nothing but that is how much? That is your pi radian, or you can write 90 degree is nothing but that is your pi by 2 radian. Okay. So, this is the symbol of degree. From here also you can calculate what is your 1 degree. So, we will calculate your 1 degree. So, it is nothing but pi by 180 radian. Remember, so 1 degree is how much? Basically a pi by 180 radian, and if you will calculate this value, how much you will get? 1 degree is nothing but pi by 180 radian. If I will convert this one in decimal, I will get it is 1.745 into 10 to the power minus 2 radian. Okay. So, if I will calculate this one, pi by 180, it will come 1.745 into 10 to the power minus 2 radian. Okay, I hope you understand. 1 degree is how much? This much radian. And here, this is your understanding about the plane angle. Now, if you will go for, so plane angle you understand, now we will go for a solid angle. What is the solid angle? That is basically in a 3D, we will understand, this is equal to 2D. So, plane angle defined in where? 2D, or basically you can tell in a plane. Okay. So, here one center is there, and here this is called basically arc, and AB is basically length is L, that is called basically arc length. So, arc length by radius, and it will be d theta. And if you will take a full plane angle, that is nothing but how much? Theta equal to 2 pi r by r. Why 2 pi r? Because this dot small l. If we take a full circle, the small l will become how much? 2 pi r, total circumference of the circle. Okay, so that's why it is coming how much? 2 pi. And theta equal to 2 pi, what it is? Now 2 pi radian actually, and the circle angle is nothing but 360 degree. So 360 degree equal to 2 pi radian, or 180 degree equal to pi radian, or 90 degree equal to pi by 2 radian. And here you can write 1 degree how much radian, that is pi by 180. You can calculate from here, you can calculate it from this expression, you can calculate what is here 1 degree. So 1 degree is nothing but pi by 180 radian. So solid angle defined in basically 3D. So here this is a part of a solid sphere. So a small part you have cut from the center and you have taken out, and here you see this area is basically a surface area dA, and this is the radius given basically how much? A small r, and here what is this angle will form? This angle is called basically d omega. Okay. So this is basically a small solid angle. So the small solid angle d omega, if you want to write, so how much it is? That is basically dA by r square. So this is your small solid angle. So you can write it is small solid angle. Okay. Now if you want to find a full solid angle, then what you need to do? Now you need to take a total whole sphere. So if you take a full solid angle, that means we will considering full solid angle. Okay, that means you are considering a full sphere, and full sphere you know how much it is. Now the surface area if you will check, the dA will become basically A. If radius is r, then it will become 4 pi r square, and here I can write this is, so full solid angle is capital omega, that is nothing but dA will become A, which is basically nothing but 4 pi r square. So I can write 4 pi A by r square, which can write as 4 pi r square by r square cancel, so you will get 4 pi. So here omega is coming 4 pi, or you can write as basically what? Now full solid angle omega is nothing but how much it is? 4 pi stay radian, because we know solid angle unit is what? Solid angle unit is in stay radian, so it is 4 pi stay radian or SR. Okay, this is the idea about your plane angle, solid angle, but most of the time we will come across this plane angle, and we will understand also another system of unity, that is basically degree, minute, second, and we will try to calculate some conversion factor between degree, minute and second. Sorry, DMS system of unity. So what is DMS system of unity? Now degree, minute, second unity. So here D stands for degree, and M for minute, and S for second. So degree, minute, second unity. So in degree, minute, second unity, you can write 1 degree how much? 1 degree is 60 minute, or you can write 1 degree is 60 minute. And another thing, remember 1 minute is 60 second. Okay, or second symbol you can write is basically 60 second. Okay. So remember here in the degree, minute, second, it is basically angle units will take. So don't be confused with this time and all. So this is a particularly defined for what? Angle units. Okay. So 1 degree is 60 minute and 1 minute is 60 second. It is the same case in our time case also. No need to get confused about this, but remember this is basically talk about the angle. So to define angle, some DMS unit will consider. Okay. Now here suppose some conversation I want to find a 1 minute how much radian. If I know degree in radian, then I can calculate it easily. 1 minute how much radian. If I know second in terms of minute, and minute in terms of degree, and degree I know in terms of radian, then there is some interconversation we can do. So we will be doing here the next slide. So remember So, here already I have told you 1 degree is nothing but 1.745 into 10 to the power minus 2 radian, and remember 1 minute is nothing but how much, that is 1 by 60 degree. Remember, because 1 degree is 60 minutes. So, 1 minute is 1 by 60 degree, and already you know 1 degree is nothing but this much. If I calculate this one, I will get how much, 2.91 into 10 to the power minus 4 radian, and if I want to find 1 second, so that is nothing but 1 by 3600 degree, or I can write as how much, it is 4.85 into 10 to the power minus 6 radian. So, this is the conversation you can remember. So, here already you know degree in terms of radian. So, then after just multiply 1 by 60 with this 1.745. So, we will be getting 2.91 and 1 10 to the power minus 4 will come, and if we will multiply 1 by 3600, then after we will be getting, okay, because I can write here this is 1 by 60 minute, and 1 minute is nothing but 1 by 60 degree. So, I can convert it to 1 by 3600 degree. Okay, so, in this way you can conversation we can do between degree and minute. And sometimes in your question, if it is mentioned, suppose calculate what is your 1 degree 5 minute in radian. So, what you can do here? So, 1 degree is nothing but that is basically, okay, 60 minute, and plus here 5 minute is, that is basically 5 minutes. So, you can convert it to 65 minute, and already you know 1 minute is how much radian. So, you can convert it directly 65 into 2.91 into 10 to the power minus 4 radian, and you can multiply this, you can get the answer here. So, here suppose 1 degree 5 minute they are asking, then you can easily find 1 degree is nothing but 60 minute, and 5 minute is 5 minute. So, 65 minute is nothing but 65 into 2.91 into 10 to the power minus 4 radian. Similarly, if anything I am asking, I can easily calculate. Suppose I am telling 1 degree, okay, 54 minute. So, 1 degree is nothing but that is your 60 minute, and 54 minute is nothing but it is 54 minute. So, everything I am converting to minute. Now, here see 60 minute plus 54 minute is nothing but that will come 114 minute. Now, if we calculate 114 into 2.91 into 10 to the power minus 4, then I can do what? I can understand what is 1 degree 54 minute in radian, because I know my 1 minute is nothing but how much, 2.91 10 to the minus 4 radian. So, accordingly the conversation I am doing. Okay. So, while taking the angle, mostly they will give in either degree or radian. If it is given in minute or second, then it is no need to worry. You know how to calculate from degree to minute, minute to second, and degree to radian, and minute to radian, and second to radian also. Then easily you can find the value of second in radian also. Suppose another example I am giving you. Suppose I am so 1 minute 6 second, I need to calculate in radian. So, 1 minute is nothing but 60 second, and let me keep 6 second here. So, it will be total becoming 66 second. Okay, this is the symbol of second, and here I can write as 66 into 4.85 into 10 to the power minus 6, 10 to the power 6 radian. So, this is what? Now, this is your 1 minute 6 second angle. This is angle basically converting in a radian. Okay. So, we understand clearly what is the degree minute conversation. Now, next we will be going to one star mark point we can write. You can write it is in important notes. Okay. So, here suppose one equation is given, okay, x equal to nothing but y either plus minus z. So, if this type of things is given, x equal to y plus minus z, then after remember here what you can write. Now, you can understand unity. Okay, this tells basically what? Now, unity of x should be equal to unity of y should be equal to what? It is unity of z. Okay. So, when x equal to an equation written y plus minus z, that means it is telling basically same physical quantities can be added or subtracted. Now, here x is a physical quantity, then y should be a similar physical quantity. That means, if it is a distance, then this y should be distance and z should be distance. Okay. So, that means, if unity of x is meter, then y unit should be meter and z unit should be meter. So, this is the thing basically it is telling. So same physical quantities can be added or subtracted. And suppose I am writing here x equal to y by z. So in this case what you can understand? Now in this case you can understand here unit of x is equal to what? Now is equal to unit of y by z, remember. So here y and z can be different physical quantities, but their division should be equal to what? Unit of x. And here remember unit of x equal to what? Unit of y by z, not only unit of y equal to unit of z. We cannot write like that. We will write what? Unit of y by z. So this is the condition you must remember here. Here suppose it is given s equal to ut plus half at square, and here s in meter and t in second. Now find what is unit of a. Actually this is a very famous equation. This is called kinematic equation. If you know this equation, you can tell this a is nothing but it is your acceleration. So acceleration unit will be meter per second square, directly you can tell. But understand in terms of this, if you are trying to get it, that means here you see if s equal to some ut, some quantity is there, and addition with some another number point is there here, some quantity, then this quantity should be distance, and this quantity also should be distance, or its unit should be meter, because s in meter means this should be also in meter, this should be also in meter, ut also should be in meter. And remember here one half coming and one a is there, one t square is there, and t already mentioned in second. Remember here when constant is coming in the equation, remember constant you no need to worry, because any constant, okay, so constant like half, e, pi, ln2, e to the power 2, they will have what? No unity. Any constant thing is coming, they will have no unity. So here half is no unity, that means unity of s is nothing but meter, that should be equal to a t square unity. So a unity I do not know, let me write it as a, and here t square is nothing but it is what? Now second square. Now from here if a I will write, it is nothing but meter per second square. That means what I am getting, my a is nothing but meter per second square. So by in this analysis I can calculate here. So we will be see this type of questions in the MCQ. Now let us move on to the MCQs. Okay, so here question number 1, it is telling which of the following system of units is not based on units of length, mass and time alone. Now listen here, here some options are given SI, CGS, FPS, MKS. When I discussed CGS, FPS, MKS in the previous slide, remember I told length, mass, time, 3 quantities I told there. But when SI I was teaching fundamental quantity, there I told 7 fundamental quantities. So here SI is basically included length, mass, time along with some current, temperature like that. So it does not include only 3. So it includes around 7. So that's why here CGS, FPS, MKS includes only 3 and SI includes 7. So that's why here they are not based on length, mass, time alone. That means SI unit is not based on length, mass, time alone. So answer will be A. I will go to the next question. Here question number 2 telling calculate the length of arc of a circle of a radius how much? 31 centimeter, which is obtained an angle how much given? Pi by 6 at the center. Now see here one arc is there and this is the center of this arc, here to here this is nothing but radius r, and here this angle is given how much? Suppose take d theta, that is basically pi by 6. And here this length suppose take AB, so this length you tell this is your L, and R is nothing but 31 centimeter, R equal to how much? 31 centimeter. Okay, now here you know already we have discussed in plane angle concept, if you want to find d theta, that is what? Basically L by R, but in this case the d theta is given, R is given, and they are asking what about this L? So they are asking what? Now the length of the arc of a circle of radius 31 centimeter, and we obtain an angle pi by 6 at the center. Now from here if you will find L is nothing but R d theta, R is 31 and d theta is nothing but pi by 6. If you will multiply this one, then how much you will get? You will get around 16.2 centimeter, because unit will come centimeter. So here, so answer will be B. And remember pi value what you can substitute here? 22 by 7 or around 3.14 you can substitute here. So otherwise you can understand if pi value 3.14 I will take 3 into 3 is around 90 and 90 by 6 means around 15. but some other thing 31 is there, so that's why some extra little will come, some more, so that value will go around 16.2 centimeter, or easily you can calculate also multiply. Now we'll go to the next question. Here in this question telling a circular arc of length how much? Pi centimeter as shown in figure. Now the angle subtended by it at the center in a degree. So this angle you need to calculate, and this arc is given how much? Pi, that means this is length given, and this r is nothing but this is the radius, this is the center O. So radius is given 6 centimeter. So in plane angle just we discussed what? Now this theta or d theta is nothing but that is L by r, and here this L is nothing but how much given? So L is given here pi, and r is given 6. So it is coming theta equal to how much? Pi by 6, and it is basically in radian, pi by 6 radian, and you know pi is nothing but 180 degree, and here you see everything is given option 60, 30, 20, 120. So that means it is everything in a degree. So you need to find answers in a degree. So pi by 6 is nothing but pi is 180 degree by 6, if you will calculate, that will be 30 degree. So answer will be what? Option B, which is 30 degree. Now we will go to the next question. Now here it is telling the angle of 1 degree 54 minute equals to in radian how much, and here some values are given. Okay, so while